By the end of this video, you're gonna have everything that you need in order to lose weight as a vegan efficiently and effectively, and understand all the things that may be holding you back from achieving that. We've been able to help many people lose over 20 plus pounds in under just 30 days. And we're just gonna have a conversation today about the things that you may be missing, or maybe that people don't regularly acknowledge when it comes to weight loss, that's holding you back from really getting the results that you want in your life. My name is Jacob.
And my name's Sonia.
And we're just excited about helping people achieve vibrant health. So one big factor when it comes to losing weight that a lot of people are lost in and stuck in is this idea of calorie restriction or calorie counting, this obsession with calories and restricting them and under eating, continuously under eating. And people think that the less they eat, they're going to lose weight. Yet, for some reason, they spend hours on the treadmill, constantly feeling hungry, and they actually seem to be gaining weight. Like, why is this? And it's because over time, if you're continuously underweight, you're going to start become chronically deficient in all these different kinds of nutrients. And especially if you're not eating the right foods, you're going to be dehydrated. You're going to have more oxidative stress in your body, more inflammation. And your body's actually going to start holding on to things because it's not getting everything that it requires. People think that they got to spend hours on a treadmill and exercise and don't really understand that this is actually hurting you and doing the opposite of what you want, because you spend hours and you burn all this energy on the treadmills and exercise. And if you don't have a good relationship with food and eating the right foods and don't know what foods to eat, then if you burn all this energy on a treadmill or whatever, and now you just created this really strong desire for food, now you're really hungry, and it makes it easier to just go binge on whatever, your favorite junk foods or whatever. And if you haven't healed that relationship with food or that addiction, it's very easy to keep you on this cycle. You know, I see people spending so much time in the gym, and yet they're gaining weight and they're not getting the results that they're looking for. So it's really about first looking at what's in your body. What are you consuming on a regular basis? What kind of gunk do you have in there? What kind of old shit do you have inside of you that needs to be cleared? Because here's another thing, is that people are malabsorbed. You know, you have decades old fecal matter sitting inside of your intestines right now. Somewhere between 15 to 20 and maybe even 30, 40, 50 pounds of unlimited decades old fecal matter sitting inside of you. And this lines the outer lining of your intestines. It repoisons your blood. It recirculates through your system. It blocks the absorption of nutrients, which is a huge factor. That's why you see people who it's really hard for them to put on weight. They're underweight. Or you have people who are really overweight too. Typically, they have a lot of plaquing, a lot of mucoid plaque, a lot of gunk inside of them that's blocking their ability to really absorb these nutrients to be nourished, so the body actually feels safe enough to start releasing fat, that stubborn fat that doesn't seem to come off.
Yeah, and all that gunk is a breeding ground for parasites. And parasites, they literally control your cravings. So a lot of the time we may think, like we got so down on ourselves for, wanting that food that we shouldn't have again. But it's really, most of the time, it's due to these organisms that are controlling our thoughts, because they feed off of the salt, sugar, and fat. So they're literally making you want it more and more and more.
Yeah, and right now you may be thinking, okay, this is great. So I got all this stuff inside of me. I got all these parasites. Well, what do I do? Like, what kind of foods do you eat? What do you need to do to really clean out your system? And you need to start consuming more hydrating, raw, living foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. You need to start giving your body more hydration, more water, more fluidity, because right now your lymphatic system is stagnant. If you don't have a flowing lymphatic system to eliminate your metabolic waste, your cellular waste, every cell eats and poops. And if your body's not getting rid of that poop, it's going to start getting backed up. And it's not going to be able to eliminate toxins efficiently. It's not going to be able to just feel good. It's going to feel all stiff and rigid and kind of closed in. So what you need to do is you need to start bringing in more hydration. And how do you do this? Through proper foods, through proper nutrition, through fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds that have living water in it, that have its full holistic chemistry and nutrients that's bioavailable and ready for you. And you also need to do some cleansing. You need to go on a juice fast. You need to take herbs that can, with binders that can pull out this plaquing. I mean, I just finished a 40-day juice fast, and she did a few weeks. And you would not believe the amount of shit that comes out of you. I got to day 40 and stuff was still coming out of me. So you need to have a proper plan, a proper protocol that's going to allow you to actually cleanse all the shit and then start eating the right foods once you've done that cleansing. And it's really supportive and helpful to have some guidance through that as well. But you got to do it. You got to get rid of this stuff if you're ever going to tap into your full vitality, your full energy, your full enthusiasm and just vibrancy for life. Like if you're struggling with anxiety or depression and you're overweight and you're struggling with all these things and you get low energy and brain fog, this is the number one thing that you need to do. Bless you. This is the number one thing that you need to look at, that you need to do. Because this is what's really, people aren't talking about this. Just cut your calories and work out. It's not that simple.
Yeah. Yeah, and during the cleanse too, you're not only detoxing all the gunk out, but you're using specific herbs to strengthen the organs and glands that are responsible for efficiently metabolizing anything you put in your body. So even if you're eating super clean and working out a lot, but your organs and glands are not functioning properly and you're not able to metabolize things properly, it's going to be really hard for you to lose weight.
Yeah, and this brings up something that's really interesting too, because she mentioned even if you're eating really clean, what does that really mean? For me, for years, I thought I was eating super clean, but oftentimes the foods that we think are clean for us may actually not be, because we weren't educated on what they're actually doing in our bodies. And it wasn't until I really found what was really clean and did some real cleaning that I started tapping into levels of health that I always knew was on some level was possible, but it was just a distant dream. It was something having the high energy levels was something that was foreign to me. And it's something you just got to experience for yourself. This leads us into our next point. It's hard to differentiate between what's good for us and what's not when we have these emotional eating patterns. We have these foods that bring us comfort. Our mother's cooking. When we're upset and angry, when our boyfriend did something, our girlfriend did something, our parents aren't accepting us, whatever, and we don't want to feel the uncomfortable feelings that life brings us. What do? Cookies. Where's the cookies? Where's the ice cream? Where's the pizza? Let's stuff it down. And we think that's good for us in the moment. We think that okay, yeah, this is making me feel better. But really, in actuality, what we're doing is that we're just distracting from what's really there for us to look at, that our body and our spirit is asking us to look at, and we're just suppressing it and shoving it down, giving now our body's okay, now I got all this processed food inside of me, on top of these emotions that didn't get processed, because emotions are energy in motion. They need to flow through your body. If you don't, it gets stuck in there and harden and become suppressed and locked into the cells, and creates all different kinds of disease, dis-ease. Your body's not at ease. All this type of different kinds of stress. And that's why we get so triggered in life, and the little things bother us because we're internally irritated physically, emotionally, and mentally. And that's what you'll find, is that this is not just a physical detox. When you go on a detox journey, you're going to detox all your bodies, your physical, emotional, and mental bodies. And there's maybe feelings that you need to confront that maybe you've been suppressing, throughout the years. There may be certain different patterns that maybe you've stuffed under the rug, that now it's time to, clean house. And it's going to be such a beautiful unfolding journey for you. And raw foods and fasting really allow us to get the root of so many of our issues, not just our physical health, but our traumas as well, because they're not hyper stimulating. When you look at these other foods and restaurants and packaged foods, and even how we cook our foods, there's so much oil, salt, and sugar, and the perfect ratios that light our brain up like a Christmas tree and literally gets you so obsessive about it, so addicting. It's just dopamine hit every time you get it, and it's this never-ending cycle. So this is really about breaking those chains. And the raw foods are so powerful with that because they're delicious, but they're not as stimulating. So you got to face your shit.
Yeah, it's funny how a lot of people like get confused. Like, well, I'm eating a vegan diet, I'm eating a plant-based diet, but I'm still like feel like I'm overweight. I really want to lose weight, and
I'm eating whole foods.
Whole foods, yeah. But it's crazy how there's a whole nother level of eating for our health and vitality that just veganism doesn't cover. And like he said, it's just super hard to emotionally eat on a raw food diet. Like, it's almost impossible. You're going to get satiated and satisfied long before you can even go there.
Yeah. And this is really a journey of like abundance as well, tapping into real abundance. There's no restriction. There's absolute freedom. You can have as many freaking fruits as you want. You can have as many mangoes or apples or whatever it is for you, as many raw foods as you want until you're satisfied, and your body will start to automatically do what it needs to do, dropping the excess weight. It'll literally just start flying off. Like, it happens so fast, and everything will start working, and certain ailments will go away. You'll start feeling better. You'll have more energy, just more clarity. Like, it's really about once and for all breaking free from the chains that bond us to foods that hold us back from really experiencing freedom. Like, this is like, yeah, we can talk about all the foods and cleansing, but at the end of the day, this is about reclaiming your freedom. Reclaiming your emotional freedom, your mental freedom, your spiritual freedom, your physical freedom. Being able to do what you love in life and to do it with vigor and energy and vitality and to feel and look your best while doing it.
Yeah, I mean, a great story is your mom, who had a huge transformation, if you want to touch on that.
Well, yeah, my mom, she had arthritis for over 20 plus years, and it started spreading to her feet. Plantar fasciitis, and we had to start wheelchairing her around. Like, it got really bad, and she couldn't walk anymore. We were in the airport, and she's getting pushed around in a wheelchair, and she was in so much pain. So she decided to, do the detox and do the cleanse, and within a few weeks, she was walking again. Within the first month, all her pain was gone in her hands. She's been struggling for 20 years. Not only that, she's lost around 35 pounds and kept it off. She's feeling amazing. She hasn't felt normal since my dad had passed a couple years ago, and now she feels like her old bubbly self is coming back, and she's kept the weight off, and she has joints that feel good again. She's in no more pain, and it's just getting better for her.
So if you're on a vegan diet and you want to lose 20 plus pounds in 30 days and you don't want to do it alone, we've already helped many people, and we'd love to help you too.
So yeah, beneath this video, there's a link for you to hop on a private one-on-one call with us at no cost. And this is just a call for us to see what you've got going on right now and if we can help you. And if we can, we'll help you put together a game plan that you can either implement yourself on your own or with us. It's 2025, baby. Let's go!